People say to me all the time, you are such a good-looking man.
You're so humble, Matt.
Your mother's got the girdle on when I'm connected. She's like me. I just got myself a pair of men's Spanx.
I don't care if they call me a scam artist, but if they call me fat, I'm gonna cry.
I'm doing the pageant again this year.
Maybe we could get Matt and you together.
There's another pageant queen in the house that I'm trying to compete with.
All right, E's new reality show, Meet the Frasers, stars psychic medium Matt Fraser alongside his beauty queen girlfriend Alexa and their very colorful extended families. And Matt joins us now. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
It's good to be here. I love your coats, the whole thing.
Oh,
you are
thank you.
on point. The shoes,
All of it.
everything. So the show premieres January 13th. Back-to-back episodes.
Yes.
What are you most excited for everyone to see?
To meet my family, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, so many people know me from my live events and my shows and my tour across the country as a psychic medium, and now they get to see the behind the scenes of not what it's like working with the dead, but also what it's like working with the living and working with family.
Yeah.
You work with family, you know that's painful.
Yeah.
It's been a running theme
was gonna
today,
say, it's
right?
kind
Like
of
if
a
it's
topic.
good or bad to do it. So look, people know you on stage, know the things that you do publicly. This is a whole new personal level. Is there anything you're anxious about people seeing, discovering, learning?
Oh, I'm anxious for it all.
Yeah.
I mean, just the fact of, how we work together every single day because, going to each show and going to each event, it really takes, an army to get these events together. And my family's not the most professional. I mean, we love each other, but we do get on each other's nerves. Believe me. Believe me. I have a mother that's so far up my rear end, I mean, I can't get her out if I had a pair of tongs. I mean, it gets a little bit crazy. I have a girlfriend who I absolutely love. We have 3 Bengal cats at home.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I have a sister who, is a skeptic, a dad who's a skeptic.
Right.
We deal with that, in the show as well.
Okay.
Do you ever find it difficult or a burden being a medium? Like, do you ever have to turn it off?
That's a good question. In the beginning, I did.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, just being 3, 4, 5 years old, I was petrified of this. I didn't realize that I had a gift. I literally just thought that the house was haunted or where I was going was haunted because I literally felt like I was living that movie, The Sixth Sense. So in the beginning, I grew up afraid of this. And it wasn't until later on in life that I rediscovered that this was actually a gift and it was actually a calling. And it was something that I could use to help others get back in touch with those that they love and miss on the other side.
Are the voices constant or are you able to kind of put it to the back burner and focus on what's happening here? How does that work?
So I try to live a normal life.
Yeah.
But to be honest with you, the voices are there. And, those on the other side, those in spirit, know that I'm someone that can communicate with them and I'm somebody that can hear them. So if there's a message or if there's something that they have to say or if there's a message that has to be delivered, they will come through and try to reach me.
Wow, that's really interesting. When it comes to stepping out and, publicly declaring that you have this ability, that had to be a big moment for you. You mentioned your dad's a skeptic. Is it tough when family members are like, all right, I don't believe it?
So it is a little bit tough, but, for people who don't know my story, my dad was actually out of my life for 21 years, only because he was in the military. So he was out to sea, and during that time, we didn't have cell phones, FaceTime, things like that. So growing up, my dad didn't know that I was having these experiences. And then when he came home from being in the service, all of a sudden his son's a medium and hearing and seeing dead people, and he's like, well, how did this happen? So he really didn't get to see, the inner workings of how this came to be and how it started to happen.
Sort of the development of it. It was just sort of like dropped on him, boom, here it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
But actually, I never went out and decided I want to be a medium. That's not what happened. I really missed my calling a little bit because you can remember in the beginning I was afraid. So I actually always felt the need to help others. I started my career as an EMT, working for the World Trade Center in Boston. I worked for the Security Operations Department. And then from there, I went to go and see a medium for the first time myself because my grandmother had this ability, my mom had this ability.
Oh, wow.
But all they did was run from it. So I wanted to see somebody in real life who was actually using this, helping people. So I went to go and see a medium for the first time, and I was like, oh my God, I don't have to be afraid anymore.
Wow.
And then after that, lightning struck. Next thing you know, word traveled quickly about the one who could speak to the dead. And, I was asked to be on TV shows and morning talk shows and radio shows to next thing you know, one day getting a call from E! Entertainment.
Wow.
are, yeah.
And viewers are going to see that you and your mom, as you mentioned, is also a medium, and you guys are very close. So have you had any
Too
luck?
close. Too close.
I watched. Now, have you had any luck recently with setting boundaries with her?
No. And any Italian child, especially a boy, will tell you that setting boundaries with an Italian mother, they just don't get it. They don't get it. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I live in a different state. She's trying to move closer to me.
Yeah.
I can't get her.
But it's great.
away.
It's a great thing. It really is. Let's take
It
a quick look at another part of this season's teaser. Watch.
I want to propose to Alexa.
Well, you believe this? I can't believe Matthew trusts all these idiots to like not blow this.
What? I'm praying that my parents don't this up.
Looks disastrous. What can you tell us about what's going on here?
Oh boy. Well, to sum it up, my mother does not want me to get married.
Okay.
She does not want me to propose to Alexa.
Are you engaged today?
Well, you know, you have to watch it.
I will say you've got some great bling on your hand. I don't know what she's got on her hand, but
I'm Italian, so, you know, we Italians give the best jewelry. We take them off of dead people. But do we get engaged? I mean, I don't know.
all right.
I'm not sure.
Now,
We'll
what's
find
her
out.
reasoning for not wanting you guys to get engaged, though?
Oh, because she's
tell
so
us that?
overprotective. I think, you know, every Italian mother doesn't want to lose their son, right?
We'll talk to Alexa about how difficult that process must be.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear.
Now, how often do you use your psychic abilities on Alexa?
Yeah, it's not like I use it on Alexa. I mean, she tries to say I use it on her. I mean, listen, I can't help who I am. I was born this way. Sometimes I hear things. Sometimes I feel things.
Does it
sometimes
help the
she don't like
relationship?
it.
Does it help the relationship at times, or does she like get annoyed?
No, I feel like it does. And it especially helps like if she's not feeling well or she's sick, and sometimes I can pinpoint what's going on. Or there's been times when my ability has helped us in our life and basically in you know, our house and situations that have happened.
All right. Before you go, is it possible to do a little mini reading? Is that something that you're able to do on the spot?
Yeah, so while I'm right here, I just kept hearing somebody pass a tragedy. Who's a part in tragedy?
I don't know. Is it a guy?
I felt like it was with you, yeah.
A guy or a girl?
Yes.
I mean, I've had a cousin.
But because I felt like there was balloons that would just let off in his memory. Did you know if the family let balloons off in his honor
I'm
here
not
in the
sure.
physical?
I'm not sure.
He's stepping forward, and I kept hearing that there was questions over reviving him or bringing him back. So anytime I hear that there's questions over life support or things like that with his departure. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And because he says to me, please let my family know, he kept trying to reach his family and tell his family to know that everything that they did for him, that he understands on the other side. He talks about them having to make choices and decisions with his passing here in the physical world. And there's still questions over his passing and what had happened.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you that this, hold on, wait a minute. He's trying to tell me what had happened. Because he's telling me this was an accident when I'm connecting with him.
Yeah.
And he keeps saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, because he says I should have listened. Do you understand that? He talks about him, he went unconscious, and that there was an issue with, because I kept hearing somebody trying to revive him.
Yeah.
And he says to me, you know, I was already gone. So even though his,
crazy.
I don't mean to make you cry, but he also wants to tell his family thank you, because I just saw balloons being let off into the air, and he says to me that they just did this for him. So I felt it was just the anniversary of his passing. Do you know if that's true?
He recently passed, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when everyone got together and let the balloons off, no, it's his way of acknowledging that.
Wow.
Is there also Jay?
Jay.
Like the name J-A-Y, like Jay?
Not
'Cause
that I'm thinking of.
I feel like that's a friend of his or somebody that he's passing love on to, because they will talk about people here in the physical world that are connected to them.
Okay.
And he also said to me that he's so happy about the way that he was laid to rest here in the physical world, because he was just laid in casual wear when I'm connecting with him. He says, and look at how good I look, look at how good I look. You know, he was so high energy here in the physical world.
Yes.
And when I'm connecting with him, he like always used to be matching, because he's even commenting on me, because they have side conversations with me, and he's like, oh, I love your style. But his was different. His was different. He used to wear hats here in the
Yes.
physical
Oh my
world,
God.
and his hat just to like.
I can't. This is wild.
He tells me all of his family kept hats of his.
Oh my
And they used to like
God,
match
so
his
weird.
shoes. Like it's like the shoes, the shirt, and the hats all match. And he says, you know, I was even buried in this, or like buried with his hats. Do you understand that?
That is wild. You guys
Are you
making me
tearing
cry.
up?
Yeah.
We got the Tammy
'Cause I
Faye
can't
going
wait to
on
tell
over
his-
here.
I can't wait to tell his daughter.
He says to me that he's so sorry that the family had to say goodbye to him like this, because he says to me, nobody got a proper goodbye. He says, and more importantly, he says, I was going through so many struggles within my life, because he's acknowledging that. I gotta tell you, there's also some addiction issues that he was going through as well, because he just showed me beer bottles that he's pushing
Oh my
away.
God. This is so
What's really
crazy.
wild about this as well is like, Diana, you're not normally here.
No.
And this isn't something that like we've had discussions about or something like
Whoa.
that at all. It's really pretty.
He also knows that his watch was passed down as well, by the way.
Okay.
So know that like when you talk to her, these are just things that were kept and things that he held on to. But can you please let his daughter know, because he talks about big moments that are coming up in her life right now. He says, and please let her know that I'm gonna be there for every single moment and every milestone that she achieves. He says, I need her to know that, because she feels like I wasn't present enough in her life. Do you understand that? So please pass that message on. And this is what's so amazing about what I do, is that when I deliver a message, even if that person isn't here, they'll use you to deliver the message. So for
Yeah.
example, he's been trying to get in touch with his daughter, get in touch with his family, and let them all know that he's safe and at peace. And there was nothing else that could have been done.
This is crazy how spot on you were just now. Like,
Well, I didn't get a TV show being wrong, I can tell you that.
I guess not. making believers
that
over
was
here.
wild.
And you know what I actually really do appreciate about it, even when people are skeptical, that when you do deliver these types of things, it does help people bring about closure and obviously fulfills a need that may be lingering for someone. And that's a great service that you're providing.
I gotta tell you something before we wrap up. He was like a soul, right? That even though he was older, he like never grew up here in this world. Because he like, I don't know if he was in like to the rapping and things when he was here, but he's like brushing his shoulders off when I'm
really
connecting
cool,
with him.
Chill. Like he was like the grown adult that was like a kid. Though.
Yeah,
Like,
he was obsessed with cars as well, like with the big rims and things. Because when I'm connecting with him, he like loved his cars. He's like showing me posing in front of the cars. He's like Mr. Cool Guy on the other side. He says,
so
but the hardest part is that when your loved ones go the other side, sometimes they see the things that they should have done. And he says, I could have been a better dad.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you for that.
Thank
I will
you
definitely
for-
share that with her.
Did you poop your pants a little bit?
A little. Don't tell anybody.
He can see everything, so.
Listen, if you put a pair of me and Spanx on TV, then I get to talk about pooping the pants.
Matt, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
There's a line out the door now for people like me next. Guys, make sure to watch Meet the Frasers, premiering with back-to-back episodes Monday, January 13th, 10 p.m. Eastern on E!